Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you my jealousy wish list. These are three things that I would hope that we get in the upcoming Balance Data slate. Now, we're about a month out from that, I believe. I have heard things that maybe later, maybe sooner, who knows. But with this 3 month schedule that GW is doing of MFM, Balance Data Slate, we should be due for one in 4 to 5 weeks, I imagine. And usually I make a video about like all of the, everything in the codex that I would like to see changes. And sometimes the reasoning is, it's my reasoning. It's my wish list, okay? But for now, I was recording that and I figured that this one would be a little bit funnier. Sometimes people don't laugh because, sticks up asses, but hey, sometimes it happens. I wanted to just make a quick one talking about some changes I would like to see to our data sheets that, now I'm giving in of, some of these things because other people have things and I want things. So, starting off first, the Norn emissary. Specifically, the Norn emissary, I can understand why, not the assimilator for what I'm about to ask. I want the emissary to go to T12. People have been asking for the Norns to be T12, the entire edition. And I kind of have felt that too, right? I felt that too. But a lot of it was, I was like, they probably wouldn't do that. No, that's fine, I guess. I can live with it. Until they decide to give the Great Unclean One, T12, that can have a 4-up Feel No Pain and Demonic Incursion. It has a 6-up Feel No Pain, has Deep Strike, right? They retool the Great Unclean One to have Daemon Lord of Nurgle. While a friendly Nurgle Legion's Demonica unit is within 6 inches of this model, +1 to toughness characteristic of models in that unit, including himself. So now, the Great Unclean One is effectively toughness 13 with deep strike, a 6-up feel no pain that again can become a 4-up feel no pain with an enhancement. Oh, that aura, by the way, can give that out as an aura. With a 4-up invulnerable save. Okay. And Nurgle's Rot, at the end of your movement phase, you can select one enemy unit within a foot of this model. Until the start of your next movement phase, subtract 1 from the toughness characteristic of models in that unit. So you also get a debuff towards your opponent with the Great Unclean One now. 250 points, by the way. My Norn Emissary is 260. Now, I have 3 inches more movement. And can have more objective control. Yeah, compare the weapons. Yeah, then the abilities. Yeah, so Great Unclean One can turn my Norn Emissary to T10, and my Norn Emissary's Neural Lance will steal wound on 5s. Nice. So, I would like my Norn Emissary to go to T12 at this point. I'm with everybody else. Then, going on to my next, I know people don't really love when I say this, but Brewlord Genestealers could be cheaper. No, monster, they're our second best melee. I get it, I know. Just because it's one man's best doesn't mean that it's the best overall. I got it. I understand. We finally let go of the Warriors a little bit and we've gone to Brewlord Genestealers, but what if I told you that in GSC, the Patriarch not only gives devastating wounds, like the Broodlord does, right? At the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit within 6 inches of this model must take a Battle Shock test. I still think that they need to switch Hypnotic Gaze and Cosmic Horror, because why in Tyranids do I have the -1 to hit if I get engagement range of this model compared to Battle Shock? Like, that's the thing we like over here. Psychic Familiar, you can add 6 inches once per battle for that. But that's not where we stop, because you go over here. Well, what's the genestealers? What's going on with the pure strange and the genestealers? Rerolls, hit rolls of 1. If they're on the objective marker, reroll wound rolls of 1 as well. Okay, cool. It's cute. Scouts 8. How about infiltrate and innate advance and charge? And okay, we're playing GSC, so they have deep strike, and you can choose to bring them back. So all of that for being 5 points cheaper than mine. Yeah, I still want a points reduction on the Broodlord. Maybe the Genestealers. Because what do you mean? Scouts 8 versus Deep Strike Infiltrate, Comeback Battle Shock Test within 6 inches, Advance and Charge is cheaper than Scouts 8. Reroll hit rolls of 1, maybe reroll wound rolls of 1, subtract 1 to hit. I rest my case. Going past that, what's the next semi-unreasonable thing? But at this point, if this is what GW's doing, what I got? Harpy, hive crone. You know I likes my Harpy and my hive crone more than other people. What's your unreasonable ask? That is probably reasonable because they did it somewhere else. Make them T10. Because what do you mean the Helldrake gets to be T10 in the army that has advanced shoot and charge? Fall back and charge? What do you mean it says anti-fly 2 up devastating wounds? I have anti-fly 2 up extra attacks. In melee, I have anti-vehicle 4 up devastating wounds. 702. Compared to 712. So, like, I'm just saying. Oh, and it's 5 points cheaper than my hive crone. 20 points cheaper than my Harpy. So, I'm just saying. The Harpy and the Hive Chrome can, take a little bit of a boost if we're doing things like this. Now, there's a couple of other things that I I thought about including. The Hive Tyrant, they've been making the Demon Princes loan up, or one of the Demon Princes is loan up with one of the new codexes. I've kind of fallen behind keeping up on the other releases right now, if I'm being honest. Um, it would be nice if the Hive Tyrant, that the same body profile, like they're that's the whole thing. Demon Princes to Hive Tyrants equivalent. Um, it'd be nice if they also got loan up in that regard. That'd be cute, but I can do without. It's not necessarily too needed, right? Um, that was the only other one that I was like, yeah, if you're gonna do that, you can do this for little old me, just straight out. But besides that, hey, if we're making great unclean ones chunkier, what do you mean we can make great unclean ones chunkier for 10 points cheaper? I don't care about the OC at that point, my guy. They have Deep Strike. I have to walk there. 3 inches different. A torrent, not a torrent, psychic, psychers. They're both psychers, so I guess anti-psycher works on them effectively, equally, right? But 4 less wounds. I guess you can argue that I can start with a 2-up save versus having to take the 4-up. You can argue that. But if you're getting rid of a Norn, you're putting it on the 4-up. So I mean, hey, come on, let's just say, let's be reasonable here. And even then, right? Taking this to T12, isn't this one's T13? Okay. All right, can I just... So as much as I love my Norn emissary, and I know that they're popping up more, I'm not going to act like I'm blind to seeing the lists that have more Norn emissaries in them. I'm not. Um, we still haven't been dominating, and I'm not saying that you need to keep pushing it until something does dominate, but if you take it to T12, I will still pay whatever that needs to go up to as that equivalent. Because Catan, T11, half damage. And regenerate, no matter the detachment. Norn emissaries don't do that. Great and Clean Ones, T13, possibly can regenerate. Not as surefire. Don't have damage, it has deep strike, always has a feel no pain, can go to a 4-up feel no pain. Goodness me. So there's, yeah. I I've been fighting this battle on Broodlord, Genestealers versus Patriarch and Pure Strain for a while now. And again, I get it. It's our second best melee unit if everything happens perfectly, right? Like if you do all the damage numbers and all the things, I got it. I understand that uh, melee warriors in a perfect world blend whatever. And in a perfect world, Broodlord Genestealers can do that kinda, right? Um, but if I'm going to pay 5 points more, comparatively, right? I'm just saying. That it's kind of ridiculous that you get this entire package for 5 points cheaper. Deep Strike, Infiltrate, Advance in Charge, Devastating Wounds, and can come back. Scouts 8. Reroll hit rolls of 1. Possibly wound rolls of 1. -1 to hit if this model touches. Like, come on now. Come on now. And yeah, Harpy, hive, crone. I know people still won't bring these even if they go to T10. And that's just me really wanting it for the body. I've talked enough about the funny things you can do with Harpy Spore Mines and the 36-inch range and Vanguard Onslaught and the Hive Crone Overwatch with Drool Cannon. I've talked about both of those things. Hold on, now I think about it. If I could get Ignore's cover on the fucking Drool Cannon, like the Bale Flamer. Hello? Like, hello. Can I get Ignore's cover on my Torrent? Can I take it to T10? I already have 2 less wounds. And no invuln. It'd be nice if, that little lore blurb for like, oh, they're hard to catch, whatever, actually kicked in and they got stealth like the Drukari flyers and like the is there an Admech flyer that has stealth? They have smoke, but there's another flyer that has stealth or something. And I can't remember right now. But yeah, my ask for the next day before I get to making a bigger video about all of the things, the ones that just comparatively because of what has happened. Norn Emissary, please. Broodlord Genestealers, please. Harpy Hive Crone, pretty please. Like, pretty please. Pretty please. So, yeah. Hopefully a fun one, right? And we can all chuckle about some things and have a little bit of envy for other people. But yeah, that's what this one is. So hey, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.